Ever found yourself wondering about the differences between type 1 and type 2 diabetes? Or perhaps you've been puzzled about the existence of other types of diabetes, or even diseases that mimic this condition. Well, it's time to unravel these mysteries and shed light on the myriad forms of diabetes. First, let's delve into type 1 diabetes. Often referred to as juvenile onset diabetes, it typically affects people under the age of 25. The pancreas, in most cases due to an autoimmune issue, becomes incapacitated and ceases to produce insulin. This form of diabetes tends to run in families and will persist throughout the individual's life, necessitating insulin and possibly other medications. Next up is type 2 diabetes, which usually presents itself later in life. Its symptoms echo those of type 1, such as excessive thirst, unexplained weight loss, frequent urination, fatigue, and a tingling sensation in the extremities. However, type 2 often can be managed with a balanced diet and regular exercise, especially if detected early. Type 2 diabetics usually have a functioning pancreas, but it either doesn't produce sufficient insulin or the insulin it does produce isn't processed or recognized by the body, a condition known as insulin resistance. Now let's turn to a lesser-known variant, diabetes insipidus. Despite sharing the same moniker and a few symptoms with diabetes mellitus, such as frequent urination and excessive thirst, diabetes insipidus is fundamentally distinct. It's primarily a kidney disease, often linked to the pituitary gland, which produces two hormones, one stimulating the kidneys to produce more urine, and the other inhibiting urine production. In the case of diabetes insipidus, the kidneys either cease to respond to these hormones, or the pituitary gland malfunctions, leading to improper secretion of these hormones. Lastly, let's examine MODY, or maturity onset diabetes of the young. This type is often mistaken for type 1 or 2 diabetes, but it's different, sometimes even referred to as type 1.5. It arises from a single mutated gene that can be passed from parent to child. MODY exhibits varying degrees of severity, with MODY 1 and 3 sometimes necessitating insulin, occasionally in oral form only, while MODY 2 doesn't require any form of insulin. Understanding the differences between these types of diabetes is key to managing them effectively. Remember, knowledge is power, and in this case, it could be a lifesaver.